Hello, everybody. You know the drill. We've got two new silhouettes and some hands to look at for the next characters in Disney Mirrorverse. And if you haven't already guessed, which I'm assuming most of you probably know who these characters are already, but if you haven't guessed, I'll also reveal who they are. So let's take a look at their hands. I think it's pretty cool. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, as soon as I saw the stitching on the hand on the left, I knew it was Sally. It was pretty obvious, and we already have Oogie and Jack, so I feel like it was only a matter of time before Sally showed up. I think it's interesting that she was not really tied to a Christmas or a Halloween time period. They kind of like to do that for the Nightmare Before Christmas characters, so I think that's pretty cool. But either way, you kind of get a glimpse of her weapon as well. And then the hand on the right is like this blue, glowing. I don't know. It's just a hand, and then there's like something floating above it. And if you guessed who that is, I think that's pretty impressive because it's literally just a blue hand. It could literally be anybody they wanted. Now, the blue is important to the character that it's going to be, and I think the silhouettes are going to make it a lot more obvious. So I guess we can start with Sally's silhouette since I've already kind of mentioned that it's her. She's got this cool dress, and her hair is flowing, and she's got like this these like sewing needles as her weapons. I think she looks awesome. I can't wait to see her. I know she's gonna look amazing. But I think just the concept of her being like super battle ready is really funny because she's almost like passive in the movie. So it'll be really cool to see her in this form. And like I said, I already know that she's gonna look great, but I really can't wait to see just exactly what they did with her design. But just like the flowiness of her hair and her dress, I think look really cool. And combining that with the weapons, again, very awesome. I can't wait to try her out. Also, I don't know her roles right now, or either of this character's roles. If I do find out before I upload the video, I will put them in like with text or something. But if I had to guess, I would say that she's melee. I couldn't really see her being a tank. And since the other characters in the Nightmare Before Christmas, the one is a support, Jack is support, and Oogie Boogie is tank. It would make sense that she's one of the other ones. I think it makes the most sense to have a melee on that team, so you have a support who has some ranged attacks, and have a melee and a tank. I think that'll make for a pretty good team. But yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say about Sally. Next, we're going to move to the other silhouette. And I think this silhouette helps a lot more with the guess, as well as the caption of it, which basically gives it away. This is Frozone, of course. Just that, just the pose itself gives it away. And funny enough, as I'm reading this, or not reading, as I am saying this, I got a text from the KCP, who I asked what their roles are. Sally is indeed melee, and Frozone is a range character. So we know that for sure now. Which again, if we're thinking about the other characters in the series, the Incredibles team, we have a tank, and we have a support character, and now we're getting a range character. So we have three completely different ones. It is cool that we're getting Frozone in the next, as the next character in the Incredibles team. We've pretty regularly gotten characters since Mr. Incredible, and I would probably imagine that we're going to continue to see Incredibles characters. I think basically you can do whatever you want with them, as long as they have their main power still, and I think it would work just fine. I think Elastigirl specifically would lend to some really cool animations, so I can't wait for her eventual addition, as well as like Jack, who can basically do whatever he wants as well, so seeing a wide variety of attacks. Even Dash, we don't really have any like super fast characters. Just seeing him run around the stage maybe would be really cool. So yeah, I think they all work really well for these types of games, and in this game particularly, I would love to see all of them get added. But of course, Frozone is the next one. He almost, just by his hand being completely blue, it kind of reminds me of like a Silver Surfer type of thing going on. I don't know if he will always be like that, or it'll more be like Tinkerbell, where sometimes she's normal and sometimes she's completely one color. I'm glad they didn't go the route of making him yellow like all these other characters, but they did go the route of making him all blue. I think the idea of maybe him just being made out of ice could be interesting, and if that is how they end up doing it, I think that'll be cool to see. Just looking at his silhouette, though, the only other thing you can really grasp from it is the kind of like tubes on his hand, or on his arms. So maybe those have something to do with his powers. Like maybe that's where the ice comes out of. Maybe he's got sort of like a Bane or like a Mr. Freeze kind of look to him. But again, since he's all blue in that one picture, it might be that he's just made out of ice, which would be pretty cool to see. But I really have no clue. A bunch of patch notes came out today as well for new updates of stuff, and I read through it and I didn't really care about any of it. I just want to talk about the characters as always. So if you want to see those patch notes, you can check it out in like the Discord or any other of the members who uploaded a video at the same time that this one came out. Check those videos out, and they definitely are talking about the patch notes more in depth. But I just like going through the characters, and I do enjoy kind of being more speculative about it. I think they said in the future that we might not get the silhouettes at the same time as these hands. So I think in the future it might be fun to read the patch notes and then look at the hands that they give us and see if we can figure it out. Again, Sally was a gimme, but it would be fun to try to guess who the blue character was going to be, because I might have said Frozone, but I might have been able to come up with some other options. I literally couldn't think of any when I was looking at it, to be completely honest with you. But in the future, it would be fun to try to guess at them. I always have fun doing that. And I think those teaser images are really fun too. But either way, the silhouettes and the social media posts definitely gave away who the characters are going to be. But at least I was able to tell you that, yes, they're going to be a ranged and a melee character. So I don't really have anything else to talk about. Let me know what you think about these two characters coming up very soon. Let me know if you guessed them correctly. I'm guessing you most likely did. And I will see you when the update comes out. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon. Goodbye.